Fox 61 was in the courtroom earlier today when 19-year-old Jaziah Smith was arraigned. We learned from the judge Smith actually had a gun case pending against him during the time he allegedly shot and killed 3-year-old Randall Jones. Randall Jones taken away from his family at just 3 years old.
And the victim is the most innocent of all, an unintended victim, not the target.
Hartford police say the man responsible, 19-year-old Jaziah Smith, who appeared in Hartford Superior Court Monday, charged with murder. The judge increasing Smith's bail from $1.75 million to $2.5 million after finding out Smith has a prior criminal record.
Defendant does have a gun case pending, a pistol without a permit, criminal trespass. He was out on a $75,000 bond.
Saturday afternoon, April 10th, along Nelson Street, Jones was sitting in a car with his mother, 2 siblings, and a man who police say was the intended target. The man escaped. Jones died from his injuries.
I mourned this morning with the family of Randall Jones, a 3-year-old who was laid to rest today.
Just blocks away, also on Saturday, Jamari Preston, a 16-year-old from New Britain, was shot and killed behind a home along Magnolia Street. Police confirming the 2 incidents are related, but no details were released.
We do know that Jamari Preston was not in the vehicle and was not the shooter, which is evident by the fact that we have identified the shooter and arrested the shooter.
Last Monday, a large vigil was held for Jones, and his family also recently held a 2-day fundraiser in his memory.
Stress, crying, asking for her son. It's hard.
Police have not made an arrest in Preston's death and say both investigations remain active. Outside Hartford PD, Zennia Maldonado, Fox 61 News.